Today I will tell you how you can stick to the minimalist budget that works for you. Whether you're trying to save money, get out of debt, or simplify your finances, this guide will help you break things down into easy steps. So grab a coffee, get comfy, and dive into minimalist budgeting. Let's start with the most important thing. Goals. What are you really trying to do with your money? Save for a house, pay off debt, build an emergency fund. Whatever it is, having a clear goal will make everything easier. Trust me, think about it. If you're trying to save $10,000 in a year, that will shape how you spend every dollar. Maybe you'll have to skip that morning coffee run. I know, it hurts, but it's all for the bigger goal. Having this target helps you know where to cut back and where to focus. It keeps you on track when the impulse to spend creeps in. Number 2. Track every dollar. Okay, before we start creating your budget, you've got to know where your money is going. This means tracking everything. And I mean everything. Track it all. Whether it's your salary, side hustle income, or any passive earnings. Then check your spending. You'll probably be shocked by where some of your money is going. Did you know that we often underestimate our spending by up to 30% when we didn't track it? Yeah, those random lunches out and subscription services you forgot about really add up. So take a week or even a month and track every penny. We can start making changes once you know where your money is going. Number 3. Simplify your categories. Let's keep this super simple. A minimalist budget should not have 20 different categories. That's just stressful. Let's stick to 3 main categories. Essentials. These are the must-haves: rent, utilities, groceries, and transportation. Savings and debt repayments. This is for building your savings and paying off any debt. Wants. Fun stuff. This is where you put your shopping, dining out, entertainment, basically the things you don't need but want. That's it. 3 main categories. Keeping it this simple helps you see the big picture without feeling overwhelmed. It's manageable, right? Number 4. The 70% rule. This is one of my favorite budgeting tricks. Here's how it works. You allocate 70% of your income to all your monthly expenses, everything from rent to groceries. The other 30% gets split into 2 parts. 20% goes to savings or paying off debts, and 10% is for giving or investing. So if you make $4,000 a month, you use $2,800 for expenses. The remaining $800 goes into savings or debt payments. And the $400? That's for investing or giving to causes you care about. Simple, right? Number 5. Automate your savings. This is one of the easiest ways to make sure you're saving enough. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account. Do this as soon as your paycheck hits. Trust me, if you don't see it, you won't spend it. Let's say your goal is to save $500 each month. Set that up to be transferred automatically, and boom! You're saving without even thinking about it. Plus, it feels amazing when you see those savings grow. Number 6. Minimize fixed expenses. Fixed expenses can eat up a huge chunk of your income. But the good news is you can reduce them. Let's start with housing. Do you really need that extra bedroom? If you're paying a high mortgage or rent, consider finding a cheaper place. The money you save on housing can go straight into savings or investments. Also look at your utility bills. Simple things like switching to energy-efficient appliances, reducing water usage, or negotiation with your providers can make a big difference. Every dollar saved here is a dollar earned. Number 7. Embrace frugality and mindful spending. This is where the mindset shift comes in. You've got to embrace frugality. I know, it sounds boring, but hear me out. Being frugal doesn't mean never spending money. It just means being intentional with it. Before you buy something, ask yourself, do I really need this? Does it align with my financial goals? Or is it just a temporary want? You'll be amazed at how much you can save by asking those questions. One trick I love is the 30-day rule. If you see something you want to buy, wait 30 days. If after a month you still want it and can afford it, go ahead. But more often than not, the desire will fade and you'll be happy you didn't buy it. Number 8. Reassess your budget regularly. A minimalist budget isn't a one-and-done deal. It's a living, breathing thing. You need to revisit it regularly. Monthly is a good start. This is your time to check in. Did you overspend in one category? Are you hitting your savings goals? If something is not working, it's okay to tweak it. Life Life changes and so should your budget. The more you check in, the more you'll stay on top of things. Number 9. Plan for unexpected expenses. Life happens. It is important to have an emergency fund for those unexpected moments, whether it's a car repair, a medical bill, or an appliance that suddenly decides to stop working. An emergency fund ensures you don't derail your budget when life throws you a curveball. Ideally, you should have 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved in your emergency fund. If that sounds overwhelming, don't worry. Start with a small amount, like $1,000, and build from there. Every little bit helps, and having even a small emergency fund will bring peace of mind. Number 10. Don't forget to reward yourself. Sticking to a budget can feel like a hard work, so don't forget to reward yourself. Did you hit your savings goal for the month? Treat yourself a small reward. Go for that fancy coffee, buy that book you've been eyeing, or go for dinner with friends. Just make sure it's within your wants budget. Celebrating your wins is a big part of staying motivated. It makes budgeting feel less like a chore and more like an achievement. So don't be too hard on yourself. Budgeting is about balance. Number 11. Get your family on board. If you're part of a family or living with a partner, budgeting is a team effort. Have a sit-down chat about finances. Share your goals and make sure everyone is on the same page. This way everyone feels involved, not just you carrying the financial load. Sometimes it's about making compromises. Maybe one person likes eating out and the other prefers saving. Find the middle ground that works for everyone. Number 12. Keep it fun. Budgeting doesn't have to be boring. Use colorful spreadsheets, track your savings visually, or set up challenges yourself. You could even turn it into a game. Try to beat your previous month's savings or challenge yourself to a non-spent weekend. When you make budgeting enjoyable, it becomes something you look forward to rather than dread. You'll actually want to stick to your budget because it feels good. Number 13. Here's an old school tip that works wonders. Use cash for your non-essential spendings. When you have to hand over cash, you need to spend more. Studies show that we spend up to 30% more when using cards than cash. Number 14. You don't want to aim too high too fast. Trust me, it can feel super discouraging when your financial goals seem impossible. Start small and manageable. For instance, don't immediately try to save half your income if you've never been much of a saver. Begin with setting aside 10% and work your way up. It's about steady progress, not perfection. As you go, you'll get better at finding areas to cut back on, and those savings will add up. As they say, slow and steady wins the race. You'll be surprised how much even a small reduction in spending can add up over time. Number 15. You've probably heard of lifestyle inflation, right? It's when you start earning more and your spending habits rise along with your income. It's so easy to fall into this trap. But here's the thing, just because you're making more money doesn't mean you should spend more. If you get a raise or bonus, consider saving or investing that extra money instead of upgrading your lifestyle. Continue living below your means, even when your income grows. This is how people build real wealth. Watch our previous video here. In it, we talk about even more ways to hustle and make money. The Token team creates new content for you daily, so hit that subscribe button and like this video. Together, we're climbing to the top.